Hey, Mr. Parka here to review a bizarre movie I heard about actually on a Facebook group called Gakidama. Essentially, it was in an underground kind of like horror gore group thing, and it was a Japanese film about a little creature made in the late '80s that just spoke to me. So I ended up having to track it down. Realized there was no United States release, a very expensive Japanese release that is not English friendly. So I ended up having to get it other ways. Relax. If it's released United States DVD or any other way, I can get it. I will purchase it immediately. Anyway, so I put in this movie and I found out it was only 55 minutes long, so that's a very short and sweet movie. Essentially, what we have here is these kind of photographers that go out to take pictures of the will-o-wisp. I believe the floating kind of light phenomenon thing. You guys would be familiar with them if you've seen Cemetery Man or have seen them yourself. But regardless, these things are a little bit different. They find one that eats meat. It eats. They set a trap for it, and it turns into some sort of caterpillar. This caterpillar gets on somebody's shoulder and gets inside their body. Later, they get a voracious appetite and they puke up this little creature, which they refer to as a little ghoul. This also has a sideline of a side plot going on where the character, after it kind of gives birth to it, it wants to eat it and has again unquenched hunger. Essentially, the movie is very bizarre and it packs all this in 55 minutes. The real highlight of this movie is the little creature. He's kind of cool. Looks kind of like a mixture of something from The Gate meets Bad Milo, but made, I believe, before both of those movies, and he's kind of lumpy, and they use really cool effects, how he jumps up and down, and there's a lot of good carnage, definitely inspired by Gremlins. I believe this movie was made in '88, maybe even '85. The shots inside the forest with the wisp are beautiful. They're amazingly shot. It's a great location with lots of fog and stuff like that, and the making of, you see that it was actually done on a set, a lot of it, which is really cool as well. The movie has a very small cast of about 4 characters. There's no nudity in here, but like I said, again, the highlight is the little creature effects, and they're pretty great. If you guys are into anything like Gremlins or Ghoulies or something like that, more so the second Ghoulies, but I'd recommend this movie because the plot's all over I mean, it's kind of a wild plot, and of course there's a standoff with the main guy's wife and the creature, which is probably the best part of the movie, the climax. Lots of fighting going on throughout, but there's nice camera tricks and a lot of inventive special effects in this movie for 55-minute runtime. I think it's well worth your time, especially if you like little creature films or Japanese films in general. But I'm Mr. Parka. Thank you very much for watching, and that movie is Gakidama.